Hello everyone and welcome to Let's Play People's General. Finally, General Ling has reached the Volga. I think he was already on Volga for the most of the last 3 missions that he was on. He was in Astrakhan in the last mission, and now he has kind of moved northward, perhaps linking up with the forces there at Kazan to link up and try to capture this very important industrial city of Volgograd, the Volga city. It is the biggest situated on the river and very important historically because of the Great Patriotic War basically turned the tide here against the Germans. It was named Stalingrad, which means the Stalin city. Named so not because Stalin was born there, it was born in Georgia. I think not really that far from the city, but yeah, this was the communist ideology manifest in the city, kind of model city that Stalin kind of did to show off the greatness of communism or Stalinism under the cult of his personality. And I guess he fought some whites here during the Russian Civil War also. So yeah, it was named Stalingrad, and this is where I think the casualty levels here from the 8th Army attacking in part of the Operation Blue, I think, and the resulting struggle that has seen to its demise with the Russians linking up behind the 8th Army, and in the harshness of winter was able to obliterate 300,000 strength 8th armies, and the casualty basically that came out of it probably was greater than the entirety of the casualty on the Western Front. So this was a really bloody battlefield to encompass all battles, I guess mother of all battles in the modern era warfare. And this is where now General Ling is probably a very scary prospect for any general to think about doing what the Germans could not do. I'm sure that this mission has to be longer than achieving brilliant victory. 8 days. I mean, I just can't believe that, well, not even 8 days, like 4 days, because it's 8 turns, and I think each turn is a day and night of the same day. So I cannot really believe that this is going to be achieved in, less than a week. But this is how the game works, and yeah, it's not really that realistic. Any realistic aspect of this game, the Russians would have, in the progress of General Ling across the Siberian, starting with the Russian Far East, would have rattled a few sabers, nuclear sabers, in the Chinese's way more than a few times already. So this has not happened, probably owing to the fact that the setting itself sets the Russia as kind of disintegrating, which means, the nuclear weapons are never part of the conversation. I was kind of hoping that there was at least a few mention of nuclear weapons, but that's not to be. I do not really even have any missiles to play with. Could have been a part of air superiority or something, but nope. So here we are in Volgograd. Yeah, I think explain the city's historical value, but right now it is a really, pretty big industrial city, as you can see already on the map behind this requisition screen. It's pretty sizable. It has like 2 parts to it, divided by the river Volga, western part and eastern part. And also it is home to more than 1 million people and a lot of different industries, heavy manufacturing complexes. Yeah, so that's all I know, and I'm sure that it's a pretty beautiful city as well. I mean, with the river and all that. And I think this is winter, which means that I kind of hope that the river would be frozen, maybe a bit that cold by then, but I cannot really, I have to see the map first. So let's see the map, and let's plan ahead on how to tweak our forces to really bring the maximum amount of potential to this battlefield. So let's see the map. Okay, so this is, this is the Volga. There's a little turn here of the river. It continues down south. And this is Volga-Don Canal. So I guess Don River is also a rather significant river, at least in World War II. And I guess this particular canal links the Volga and the Don. Anyways, yeah, this is Volgograd. Yeah, it's a huge city. There's 6 objectives exact thing almost. I mean, this is more or less Volgograd proper, and has 6 objectives within a city limit with different objectives, not really critical ones, but on the road to the city. And I believe there's no bridge linking these two parts of the city limit, which means that I have to hope for whether this river will be frozen or, just like last time, rely heavily upon the river assault attachment or bridging attachment, as I have it right here. Yeah, river assault. Okay, so and then the rest of the objectives are kind of spread apart everywhere. Kind of curious lack of any landmark in this particular region, which means that this will be the point where one of the General Ling's forces will have to take in order to make sure that the amount of turns available, that the Chinese forces will be able to reach all the objectives in time. So this is wetland. Maybe this is going to slow our forces down and have to really rely on the clear spaces to achieve our objective. Wetland seems to be, I think, I'm kind of like guessing, but I think it requires twice the amount of movement points for any tracked or wheeled unit, so you need to really evade it. If there is like artillery nearby here, then it's going to be pretty, it's going to be a problem, because it's going to take a whole lot of time in order to go in there and extract it from its defensive entrenchment. And of course, yeah, not to mention entrenchment, which will give defenders at least a bit more defensive value. And if I was a Russian general, then I would be just setting up the artilleries like all along this particular peninsula, or this projection of land, and while protecting it with tank forces or the infantry forces entrenched here. So while we are attacking in this part, the artillery will have a free shot across the river. I hope that doesn't come to that. Yeah, so I need to divide my forces up. One goes west, one goes south. And then the southern forces will have to probably split. I'm sure that these guys will not really have a huge amount of resistance. So I need to pick rather fast infantry forces, along with maybe helicopter to get these points, while the majority of the southern forces will try to head west. And then the northern force will face I guess the biggest amount of resistance first. And then we have to cross. And basically it's straightforward in a way. If infantry will have to take a lion's share of the activities here, fighting the entrenched Russian forces. And I'm sure that there are a lot of artilleries. I think Felix has mentioned that there will be a lot of anti-air and artilleries, so I need to be careful where I tread with my soft target unit. And finally go to the airfield here. There's not a lot of airfield that I can use, so there's one airfield. There's another one probably somewhere around here. No, I don't really see it. So yeah, airlift is not in the cards. Airliftable units I used to rather positive effect in the last mission. So yeah, now that I know what to expect, let's go back and see if we can make some positive changes to the force. Yeah, starting with the tank, I need to purchase some tanks here, because I don't think this is going to be enough. 6 tanks, I don't think it's going to be enough, so I need to purchase some good tanks. Yeah, some of these guys have pretty important. I mean, these guys have a very important stat here, which means that it's amphibious, can cross rivers, just as it would clear space. Let's see if I can add something decent here, like tank killer and here 45. Okay. Yeah, it really doesn't compare to the Type 99 though. So I guess I need to go for Type 99 once again. Add one defensive attachment perhaps. Make it 509, it's really expensive, and I probably need to overstrength a lot of them too. So let's add 2 first, and let's go down to anti-tank. Well, I think I can exchange one anti-tank. Let's remove this unit, and these guys will prove to be rather useful. This Russian anti-tank Métis is kind of special in the way that it's a soft target, but then, yeah, it doesn't seem like it does have the kind of the firepower that this hard target one has. Actually, it's better. And the Chinese equivalent would be red arrow, I believe. Red arrow, which is, I mean, similar. Only thing lacking is the, this hard target attack rating. And then color is different, of course. I mean, this is just a palette swap. Yeah. Yeah, let's leave this at that. I think this might give us a bit more flexibility in terms of attacking the enemy tanks, which we'll find plenty, I'm sure. The artilleries, yeah, artilleries. I think it'd be nice to add one more artillery, just in case. I'll add this amphibious artillery type 8590, which is pretty decent unit. And yeah, I'm not going to add, well, I think my air defense will be able to cover it without problem. I'm going to just add this special munitions to increase its effectiveness. Scout, I have already a lot of Scout, so there's no worries there. Anti-air as well, I have just preponderance of anti-air, mirroring the Russian defenses. Perhaps in the last few missions that General Ling has been in. HQ7 is a multi-purpose, pretty decent anti-air, so I guess I keep it. This guy, perhaps I will add one attachment. But that's going to come later because I need to upgrade this unit. These guys are going to be very handy to have. LY60. Okay, let me see. So this is a version where kind of lags behind this one in terms of range, but it kind of hides a bit better and offers a bit more firepower against the helicopters, I think, yeah. Doesn't actively target helicopters, but I'm sure they shoot at helicopters, doesn't it? No? No, I guess it doesn't, but yeah, I guess it's a bit more protected, just like the Russian equivalent. This one is our Star Tunguska. I guess keep it, deploy a bit later than the first line of air defense. And this one as well. Gopher is strictly anti-aircraft unit, so I guess I can exchange it, kind of limited in a way. Grumble, yeah, Grumble has been very serviceable, very nice to have around. But I need to see what the air superiority is here, so I need to leave that for later. Let's just check first. Air superiority is 70%. Wow, okay, so this is pretty surprising that the Russians do not bring any more, more air units than it did at Astrakhan, because it was around 35%, I believe, so I had to increase it to around 55% to make things even, and was able to defend rather ably against the air missions. But then 70% means that I guess the Russians have kind of depleted its reserves or something in terms of air missions. Yeah, so 70% gives us a bit more flexibility in what type of units we can bring. Not have to focus too much on the anti-air. Right, so maybe I can give one of these guys away. Yeah, one of the Grumbles. Because I'm sure that these two guys, along with the LY60, will be able to cover. LY60 can go with the Southern Force, and these two guys will stay with the Northern ones to be able to provide some cover, effective cover. And now the infantry, yeah, I think I need to bring here one other engineer, because I have learned about the importance of engineer in the last mission, where he was able to provide bridging to other units, as you can see here. It itself is not river assault, so I might have to give them river assault attachment. In terms of other ratings, yeah, in terms of the ratings, I think it's fine. I bring one more engineer, and scouts are fine. Tanks, helicopters. I can bring one helicopter, just barely, but I need to save the rest of the prestige for attachment and upgrades and overstrength. So yeah, I don't think I can gain another helicopter here, unfortunately. Okay, so let's go to overstrength. Yeah, I need to overstrength these guys to 16. Yeah, I need to do that because it just need to have these kind of tanks now, really, to provide the punch that it needs. Yeah, this guy will have to be upgraded. I'm sure that this will be very useful anti-air, but I'm kind of thinking, since it this artillery has devastating fire, you can upgrade this to WS1. And instead of anti-air, maybe go with the combat support to increase the amount of ammo it has. So it can shoot twice for 3 turns continuously. And I think it's going to give us a whole lot of strategic value or advantage. So let's do that. Yeah, and this will be protected by a personal team of anti-aircraft and perhaps anti-tank. And these guys, well, I realized something going over the last recording. Kind of think that maybe, this screen means that the recon will actually screen other units instead of this recon, because I thought that recon itself, any unit, will be able to provide screening. But I got the idea because it explicitly mentions here, this is the screening unit. Perhaps these BRDM2s and other units do not provide that function. Yeah, I mean, it kind of bears out because even though this costs a bit more, in terms of ratings, it kind of lags behind significantly. So I think that this is more or less a defensive version of what BRDM2 is. So it'd be nice to, see whether this actually bears out. Nice to screen some units along the way. But 3 scout, 2 scouts providing, advanced range, spotting range for both forces, northern and south, is going to be invaluable. So I'm not going to touch these scouts. Perhaps if I have prestige left after all the upgrading and attachment, maybe I'll get these guys, the screening units, just to see whether it offers any difference. Alright, so let's see, let's go back, get the attachment going. So this is reverse assault, so that's what I want. Yep, this is all what I want, except for these 2 guys. I really hope that the river is frozen. The winter can get pretty harsh there, but cannot really leave anything to that kind of chance, so perhaps I need to get these guys also some breaching, river assault. Or I can use an engineer, but I don't know how I'll be able to coordinate that well. Let's see. Yeah, was meaning to give this guy an extra pop. And where else? Oh yeah, the engineers. Okay, so engineers might be helped with river assault. And these guys are all, these guys already have river assault capability, which is really nice. And this guy doesn't need it because this guy can use helicopters. And this guy also probably will be benefit from river assault. 348, okay. So let's go down here and then continue upgrading or overstrengthening. Yeah, I guess I'll leave these guys for now and go for infantry. I think one of them have influence, which means I can increase this guy further without any cost. Very nice. 22, let's see. Yeah, infantry is the bedrock of the Chinese assault. Pretty good amount of, 21, I think it's fine. Airborne is rather at the tail end of the siege. This guy will come in and then just be that unit that is going to put the Chinese over the top. 22, not bad. Yeah, this guy 59, so I guess I can overstrength 1 more unit, be it either tank or scout. Perhaps I can upgrade this guy to screen unit. Can I do that? Screen, 26 I can do it. Yeah, screen. Let's see if it is any different. Yeah. Okay, so let's save. Quite a time that I spent here. Volgograd 2. And let's go into this, what appears to be the final battle against the Russians. Oh man, yeah, very excited. 7068 experienced veterans have to go west. This guy will have to, well, let's see. Yeah, I mean, this guy will be very suited for battle toward the west. This guy also, because this is Street Fighter. And I give one more here, and then the rest of these guys, well, I guess I can give one more guy. Perhaps this guy toward west, but then forget about that first. Forget about these actually. Forget about these tanks, because I think I will use the HQ to bring my forces further up the road. Where is that HQ? Where's that truck? Where's that truck? Here we go. Yeah. Alright, and recon to follow. This is the screening unit. And one scout. Well, screening unit can stay in the back. I think the scout is more important in the beginning phase. So I bring the scout. Where is it? Yeah, here. And then one scout will go down south. Need to remember that. The screening guy will, yes, situate here. This guy will, yeah, I think the tanks with limited movement is going to be used, it's going to be deployed from the HQ. So let's get these two guys going, and these guys also. And the tank will come later. This guy also, and yeah, artillery will have to follow. These artilleries, well, let's put the infantry first. Yeah, type of 5, 4 infantry, engineer now have reverse assault, so it can travel. Airborne, right? I think airborne can stay back. Engineer we have to, yeah, start moving from the beginning, and the rest of it is going to be air defense. DK9. Take this guy first, and then the Tunguska, another Tunguska, and let's begin. Okay, so scout, you need to scout ahead, of course. Oh, it's night, so need to be careful. Brilliant victory 8 turns once again. I don't see it. I don't see anybody. That's scary. Ah, okay, so there's one. Okay, so let's see what happens. Oh wow, okay, so I don't see anybody. Wow. That is pretty scary. Can deploy these forces now, but I don't know what kind of use it's going to serve us. Without any scouting, it's going to be just not very useful. Yeah, I don't see it. Oh wow, okay, so this is all empty. Alright, so you guys will... This guy is a bit more experienced, yeah, okay. And... I'm sure there will be a lot of artillery that is gonna come, so need to kind of block it, but there's precious amount of coverage, it's all clear. Yeah, it's all clear. So I give this engineer need to come over here. And type 99. Well, I guess I need to deploy now. This guy. And maybe this guy as well. And yeah, this guy. 7 and 3, maybe overrun possible. Now, let's get this guy going. The Street Fighter. Yeah, this guy. And also put this guy there. Oh wow, wow, how coincidental. Okay. 3. Not bad. 25. Alright. Wow, this is amazing. Pretty cool. I have to say so myself. Overrun. Okay, so it's a bit more... I don't think this guy can actually see what is happening. Let's see. Yeah, let's go back a bit. Let's see if this guy can overrun. Yeah, that's good. And maybe get screened also, but I don't think this really is a screening unit. I'm sure that I need to deploy a screening recon. Where is the screening recon? Oh, I guess I already deployed. Yeah, I need to find it. Ah, this guy. Yeah, it's too bad I didn't overstrength this unit. I'm sure that there's like a whole different unit that could be waiting us. Yeah, so I believe that I could have brought it a bit more recon. Kind of scary. Okay, so let's form a defensive line just in case. I don't wanna overextend myself too much. So yeah, let's just screen these guys. I'm sure that it's gonna work. I mean, it says screen in the unit description or unit title. So this infantry will go south and try to aim at one of these objectives. And I'm sure that I have another engineer that I can use. Where is the engineer? Oh, this guy, yeah. And I'm going to use this guy to be a bridge for this anti-air. See if this actually works. Yeah, it works. Good. I bring two, yeah, two here. This guy will come over here. Yeah, you can see the wetland really does not provide any kind of clear space for our units to travel. Could be problematic. This guy can just stay back. And let's get more anti-air going. And around here as well. Oh, there's an airport here, so I can use the airlift from this airport. It becomes available. One tank might be good, or two tanks. Let's get these guys. One leader guy and one green guy to provide a bit of a armored flank. Well, it's kind of exposed here. Let's go over here, by the way. Okay, good. Helicopter, we have to follow either of these two groups and figure out what is the best course of action. And type of 5, well, I mean the infantry we have to follow. And one of these guys, well, anti-tank will have to protect this space first, and another anti-tank is going to be deployed. And yeah, one tank here, another tank here, the rear guard, and the DK9 is going to, well, HQ is going to follow up and provide a flank, and another screening guy will have to screen the southern forces, and then the artillery will have to, after these guys have moved, position themselves to attack Stalingrad or Volgograd. Still have plenty of infantry and air defense. So let's get the air defense going. HQ, first of all. And this guy, the screening force will screen here. Perhaps it's going to be surprised. Some of the infantry or some of the units that are going to attack us. Type 99-1. Well, I mean, I probably give this guy to protect the flank. And there's another tank that has been brought in. So this is 5 tanks, so I give this guy to south. Kind of betting that the most amount of defense is going to be centered around this huge city. And as you can see, like here or here, the river becomes kind of a clear space, or kind of is understood as being frozen. So I guess the air defense can cross. Like here, for example. And typo 5. Okay, typo 5 will stay. I'm sure that there's some guys like here somewhere. So we just provide some kind of a flank defense or presence. And the rest of the infantry will do that the same. Some of it will have to go down. But for now, let's concentrate on deploying these guys. Okay, so at least some of the artillery have to follow south. So I have one artillery, I guess I need one more. I'm not so sure if there's any unit here, so I'm kind of scared. This force is kind of scary, if you think about it. This huge amount of force. HQ7 will stagger the rest of the air defense in the south. This guy will form a bit of flank as well here, just to provide a bit of a defense. Yeah. It's going to be enough to provide close support. This guy as well, kind of exposed in a way. Airborne or some other infantry. Yeah, this guy, for example, we have to provide a bit of a zonal control around here or around here. Yeah, it's better. If the artillery comes right here, then this guy will be not really. Yeah, it's not going to be very good for this guy. Yeah, helicopter will just stay here. Anymore? Oh, let's just deploy everything. Yeah. I can say that I have deployed all the units to give the best fighting chance. Okay, so this guy's kind of exposed. Yeah. Yeah, I guess this kind of works, but I kind of get worried about here, whether the tank might come down and then destroy it. Hopefully my artillery will be able to provide some coverage. Yeah. Alright, so this is time where I check if I have moved all my units. This might be pretty interesting in the next turn, but I guess I keep this guy here. This guy also, yeah, stay there. Screening guy, yes, stay there. Alright, so I have moved all my units. Let's see what the Russians can bring to the battlefield. Here we go. Let's see what happens. Yeah, still night. Yeah. They were positioned around here. Nice. Okay, so ambushed. Alright, they're coming back, and of course, floggers are everywhere. 2? Not fair. And this is like par for the course for Russian. Yeah, it's par for the course for Russian wild visual operations, so I think I might lose this guy. 8 and 2, holy crap. Oh wow. Yeah, this guy, recon, lost. Hopefully that is all. That is all. Please, be that way. Oh no, it's not over yet. Yep, okay. Yep. That is a huge loss, but still has 15 strength. Yeah, it's all over everywhere. Probably they're gonna bring a bit more